Hello guys, Nico here, and now I'm going to read this blog post uh, that I think it's very important for a career of developer, especially in the beginning. So let's start. Web development projects ideas from basics to advanced. Why build projects? Building projects is the bridge between learning to code and becoming a working developer. Here's why projects should be at the center of your learning process. Learning through practice. Reading documentation and following tutorials can only take you so far. Real learning happens when you apply concepts immediately, turn theoretical knowledge into practical skills, face real problems, encounter and solve issues that tutorials don't cover, build muscle memory, develop coding patterns through repetition, and learn to debug, find and fix your own mistakes. The difference between reading about CSS Grid and actually building a responsive layout is like the difference between reading about riding a bike and getting on one. Building a real portfolio. Your project collection serves multiple purposes. So here we have purpose and what it shows. So the purpose is technical skills. It shows working knowledge of languages and tools. The purpose is problem solving. What it shows, how you approach and overcome challenges. If the purpose is code quality, it shows your attention to detail and best practices. If the purpose is project completion, it shows your ability to take ideas from start to finish. So, a well-chosen set of projects tells a better story about your capabilities than any resume bullet point. Understanding real-world challenges. Projects expose you to the actual challenges of software development, planning, and architecture. Breaking down large problems into smaller tasks, choosing the right tools and approaches, managing project scope, technical implementation, writing writing maintainable code, handling edge cases, making features work across different devices. Important. Development process. Using version control effectively, writing documentation, testing your code, and deploying applications. User experience. Creating intuitive interfaces, handling user input, providing feedback and error messages. Think of each project as a small scale version of what you will encounter in a real development job. The challenges you face and solve now are the same ones you will handle with confidence later. Key takeaway. Projects are your practice ground, portfolio builder, and introduction to real development work all in one. They're not just exercises, they are the foundation of your development career. Choosing your first project. Picking the right project is crucial for maintaining motivation and steady progress. Here's how to choose a project that matches your current abilities while pushing you to grow. Matching projects to your skill level. Projects broadly fall into three complexity levels: beginner, 0 to 6 months of learning, good first projects, personal portfolio site, portfolio, landing page for online banking app, time zone calculator, simple book reading tracker, Skills you'll practice: HTML structure, CSS layouts, basic JavaScript, DOM manipulation. Intermediate, 6 to 12 months of learning. Next step projects: air quality app, sports match finder, JavaScript quiz application, blog platform. Skills you will practice: API integration, complex layouts, state management, user input handling. Advanced, 12 to more months of learning. Challenge projects: e-commerce site, social media features like Twitter, real-time chat, complex dashboard interfaces, investment tracker, etc. Skills you will practice: authentication, database integration, real-time updates, complex state management. Time commitment considerations. Before starting, assess your available time and set realistic expectations. Project type, weekly time, and typical duration. So, small static site, weekly time 5 to 10 hours, typical duration 1 to 2 weeks. So, minimum time is about 5 hours, and maximum time is about 20 hours. Interactive app, 10 to 15 hours, 2 to 3 weeks. The minimum time 20 hours and the maximum time 45 hours. Full stack application, weekly time 15 to 20 hours and typical duration 3 to 4 weeks. So the minimum time is 45 hours and the maximum time is 80 hours. Tips for managing project time: break the project into smaller, manageable tasks. Set specific goals for each coding session. Allow extra time for unexpected challenges. Include time for learning and research. Required tools and setup. A proper development environment saves time and prevents unnecessary frustration. Essential tools: code editor like VS Code, version control like Git or GitHub, browser tools like Chrome DevTools. If you press F12 in your browser. Development environment, local setup, Node.js, and NPM, live server extension. Okay. Basic extensions, Prettier, ESLint, live server. Okay. HTML and CSS projects. First, let's read pro tip. Start with a project that excites you enough to work on it consistently, but simple enough to complete within a few weeks. Success with smaller projects builds confidence for larger ones. So, HTML and CSS projects. Starting with HTML and CSS projects helps you build a strong foundation in web layouts and responsive design. Let's explore projects that gradually increase in complexity. Simple yet effective projects, 1 to 2 weeks. Personal portfolio website. A portfolio site showcases your work while teaching fundamental web concepts. Key components to build: navigation bar with smooth control, projects grid with hover effects, skills section with progress indicators, contact form with validation, mobile first responsive design. So for layout, we practice Flexbox, grid, media queries. For typography, we practice font pairing, hierarchy, and spacing. For interactions, we practice hover states and transitions. And for performance, image optimization and loading stages. Online banking landing page. Modern banking apps need clean, trustworthy interface. Essential elements. Security features showcase mobile app preview, account comparison table, FAQ accordion, trust indicators section. Good. Design considerations. Clean, professional aesthetic, clear visual hierarchy, accessible color scheme, loading states and transitions, cross-browser compatibility, implementation tips, layout strategy, start with mobile design, add breakpoints as needed, test across devices, consider landscape orientations, CSS organization, use Sass or Tailwind CSS for styling, separate layout styles from component styles, create reusable utilities, maintain consistent spacing. For performance optimization, optimize images, minimize CSS, use CSS variables, implement loading states, and for accessibility features, semantic HTML, ARIA labels, keyboard navigation, and high contrast modes. So, I think I'm not gonna read all these lists. I'll let the link for you so you can choose your projects. I will do some of these projects in the next weeks if I have time, because I already am doing a project, but let's pass through these points. So here we have JavaScript project, and first option is the book reading tracker. Sorry. Here we have interactive JavaScript quiz app. Let's see. Now we have React projects. Here we have Note management app. Nice. And here we e-commerce platform to practice advanced stage management. Advanced state management. No, in case we will practice stage management. Okay. Now he's talking about solutions and challenges. It's a very good blog post. I recommend you to read. In your deployment guide. Interesting. I should find some place to deploy my backend. I didn't like hand render. Not for now. Because using the free pack is not so good. So, very interesting. Very interesting. I'll save this as my favorite favorites website. So it's this for this video. I will let the link in the description. So see ya.